A Delaware chicken farm and seafood market.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live today from one of our favorite tour stops on the Lunchbox. It is Wicked Cheesesteaks and pizza and wings and
any food you ever want.
lobster rolls.
Yeah, it smells great in here, by the way. He must be firing up a pizza for the boys here.
He is.
Always a pleasure with Brian.
We're getting one of those extreme pizzas, which is, he makes a good pizza pie here.
It's a really nice pizza.
Brian.
And it's very affordable. The fact that I got a pizza last week, a small with one topping for like $23, I would come here regularly for pizza. His prices are amazing.
Yeah, and the big special today,
that
too.
pizza wasn't here. Here
No,
you get a
no,
small,
it was
what is
not
it,
here.
the $10 special
16
for
inch, 10 bucks.
16
It's
inch?
not a small. That's a large pizza.
That's
for
a large
16
pizza.
inches.
If you're going to have to stagger through tonight's stench-worthy matchup in the NFL,
That's
this would be
a
a
lot of
great time
pizza.
to come in. Get the 16-inch pepperoni for $12 and $1 a piece on the wings. A beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and Brian and his wife Sonata, they run a beautiful shop, mom and pop shop here. It's at 4826 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, conveniently located right across from Holy Cross Hospital. So for my case, when I, maybe overdose on the mac and
what was
cheese
in those
bites
balls that you were eating last night at Batch?
Oh, we got to give big
Wow.
props
Yeah,
to
that was
our new
great.
sponsor.
Yeah,
Last
wow.
night, we did the show yesterday at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale. And then we had our little meet up and greet up, and it was great to see everybody come out. Some friends of mine,
Yeah, it was fun.
Lubie and Shirley, and had a nice little group. I'd say about 20 of us
Yeah,
were
professors
Lunchbox
showed up.
affiliated.
I
Sorry.
called it early, but
Sarni, you were
Yeah,
out
you
I
were
was
there.
there.
assuming we were going to have to account for the fact that nobody showed up. But you
No,
say a big crowd
we had a
came later.
decent crowd.
Ye
Yeah,
of little faith. And of course, we were there at the time where, besides giving a generous discount to people who were Lunchbox affiliated.
Did people take advantage of
Yeah,
that? The 20%
I know
off?
a few
Yeah,
people
they mentioned
mentioned the Lunchbox for
Said, hey,
their
Mayo,
20%
20% off.
20% off. And then it was also happy hour, so that you had your choice. You had to kind of do some math of
What's
is
the
it
better
more
deal?
efficient to do 20% off with the Lunchbox discount from the regular menu, or do the happy hour menu, where
okay.
I ordered basically every item on the happy hour menu, because that's what I'm known to do for
Looks
$7.
spectacular, too. Wow.
And so what you were talking about, they have these little fried balls. I guess they call them like bacon tots.
Bacon tots.
But
is
it's
what
a
they're called. But they're
combination of
massive.
tater tot, bacon, and cheese, which my cardiologist highly approves of.
Cholesterol levels, all of a sudden are badly out of whack. They look like bowling stores.
You know what? If
talking
I don't eat all that kind of stuff, then it throws me out of whack. My body doesn't know what's going on.
You may have to come to some kind of epiphany eventually, maybe 2024. Why stop now? I mean, you only have a couple of weeks
I
left
think
in the
the
year.
epiphany will come when I'm getting that stent put in. No, you know what? I don't want to be fatalistic.
No,
Everything's
No,
gonna
it's
Look,
fine.
you're
There's a
doing
way to
fine.
do it all.
Just a couple of years ago, you were running marathons.
Well, here's the thing. I shocked you guys. I did not post this for public consumption.
I think you should put it on Let's
You
Eat
should
Shop
put it
On.
on
I
Let's
think I
see.
put it on my. Did I put it on my personal page? I don't
I don't
know,
know. You
but
sent it to us.
it was just the end of 2015. So I can't even do the math anymore. That's 8 years ago, which is a substantial chunk of
A
time.
couple of years ago, like we said.
8 years ago, I was running half marathons, and I looked like a completely different
You did.
person.
You look like Marty LaQuarrie, man.
You
Like you
look
could have gone
totally
in the Olympic Games and carried the
Yeah,
flag of the
but-
United States of America.
Then I remembered look what happened to Jim Fix. So do I want that fate?
Well, it was, grape nuts, I guess, was the problem there. Right? It turns out they weren't as good for you as you might have thought.
Who knew?
Kidney stones, I would think, would be a byproduct of eating too many grape nuts. But no, you looked great back then.
Yeah,
It
but-
is possible. I do remember that young Mayo from years ago when you were a sports writer, and when your
That was when I was a
when your
news writer.
thumbnail picture in the paper it looked exactly like you did,
Yes.
as opposed to somebody on social media that puts their high school picture up as they're like in their 60s and running around trying to find new romance.
I resent that remark, because I got a comment the other day. I think Lubie actually heard it. I forgot where we were on Tuesday, but somebody said, you are much younger looking in person than you are than
Yes,
your
when we
picture
were
on
at
social
Could be,
media.
yeah.
Swirl Wine Bistro,
Swirl, yes.
she's like, your pictures don't do you justice.
Judith
You,
at Swirl.
you look vastly younger, and I think it was a even higher compliment than your pictures led on. And I kept my mouth shut to be nice, and I laughed
Did
myself.
she say
to
younger and
entire-
better looking? Too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I laughed myself the whole car ride home.
I would imagine there was a favorable review that followed your appearance there. I missed that one.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a good place. Got my old high school and college buddy, Mark Schweitzer, the Sheik, is sitting off to the side. And
he represents
I-
every bit of that nickname. the
Oh,
Sheik.
yeah. And,
look at this. my
and he
God.
enjoyed his cheesesteak here. We got Brian dropping in a small
Oh, my God.
cheesesteak.
This
He
is a
would have said
monster.
bigger.
What
We
is this?
said small because we only need so much.
because you're looking out for my
I
best
want Mayo to
interests.
survive. Yes.
It smells delicious.
This
Thank you,
is-
Brian.
So is this on the menu, Brian? Menu.
Yes, it's on
People
the
can
menu.
get this.
It is on the menu. It is available.
This
Look
is
at
a
that.
Philly
here.
cheesesteak pizza.
And I'm
Oh, it's
gonna
a Philly
dig in.
cheesesteak.
Philly
pizza.
cheesesteak pizza.
Oh,
See,
that's cool.
look at-
I'm a
this
big
one
fan of
looks like
onions on a pizza.
This looks like a steaky bite.
Yeah.
This looks like a cheesy bite. I'm looking for that perfect balance of.
I would go for
that looks like a mushroom
Yeah,
bite.
something
Go
in
for,
there, yeah.
I'm gonna go
video.
for this one.
There you go.
I'm going in.
Maybe you
Oh,
might want to take two,
take
just
two.
to cover all angles.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
all right.
let's go with one.
But anyway, we were talking about Swirl Wine Bistro where we were on Tuesday.
But before you get
Oh,
into that,
that's
though,
hot.
are you a fan of onions on a pizza? Which I am.
I'm a fan of pretty
When
much
they-
everything on a pizza except for pineapple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple is the one.
And you
negative.
can figure that.
All
If
right.
it's savory, I mean, I even like anchovies on like a plain tomato.
That's where I
sauce
draw the
pie.
line. And that's what we should have done with Brandon Lang today on our other show. Sometimes you have to draw the line, even if it's in poor taste. You got to just do something.
Well,
have to be some guidelines.
Speaking of other shows, and
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Tony Bruno, but your other morning show that is
Oh, yeah.
the original Defo and Lubie show on YouTube channel and also on South
It's here.
Florida
You
Live
find
on
it here.
Facebook. Yeah,
You find it here.
just
Which
the
was
way-
the foundation originally
Of
of
all
the
this.
Gambling Gourmet many years
Yes,
ago as
yes.
a radio application.
yes, the
Uh,
radio.
where,
app.
you know, and it was essentially the root of this program. that
This
we're
is
doing
the
right now.
monster that you've created, who is now
Yeah.
60 pounds later after that svelte figure running half marathons.
That's 8 years ago.
That one is gone. I have
Yeah.
now gone full Raging Bull, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
You know, soon I'll be
What did Pesci say? When are you going to stop eating?
a little more,
That
more
should be in the
effing
opening of
and
the
a little
show,
less.
yeah.
I
eating
should find a
was
way to do
his-
something with
that
that.
was his line, his
For
famous
Mayo.
line: a little more effing and a little less eating.
Eating.
And you know, I'm trying.
Yeah, you're
You
really
seem to be
trying.
doing well in your life, and we'll
All
leave
right.
that alone.
All right. So
So you
anyway,
were
I'll-
alluding to something
you
from
got
what
to
we did this
excuse
morning.
me because I am running on fumes, and I'll mention it now because we don't have any secrets here on the lunch.
Well, we already
box.
mentioned on our show, so you might as well.
But yeah,
Sending you our
you
regards.
know, my mom, God bless her, B Mayo, 90 years young. And,
You want to talk about fighters? Your
she
mom's a
is
freaking
one of
heavyweight champion or
the-
lightweight champion. Your
the
freaking mother.
toughest
Jesus
human
Christopher.
being. Never mind.
I can be
broad.
like your mother in my freaking 90s.
You know,
Golly.
she's been, you know, she's survived and battled
The 80s.
cancer, stage 4 cancer diagnosis. That was 6 years ago. And she's had a craniotomy, removing some stuff in her brain that came back. But anyway, she is now, you know, everybody say a good thought and send some healing vibes to her because she is in the hospital now battling COVID of all things. And
Right.
COVID still
It
exists.
exists. It doesn't
And this
exist.
is
It's
one
not
of
good
those
for somebody
things.
in those health circumstances.
Especially if you're
Yeah.
older, you've had
and
pre-existing
you know,
conditions.
I urge everybody to, you know, get boosted and vaccinated, and you know, still urge, I mean, exercise some caution, especially around those who are, you know, maybe elderly, immunocompromised.
Yep.
Things are looking positive for mom because
Thank
she
goodness.
is so damn tough.
Yeah.
It was a scary couple of nights ago, but she is recovering and doing better. And mom,
I
love
heard they were
you.
going to sign her to the practice squad, but the Dolphins.
Oh my God, the Dolphins could use her.
Spite of
mom.
the report. I mean, they have some injury issues, but
She fights through anything.
Yeah,
she'd fight through it. She should be
is-
kicking field goals,
She
maybe.
is a
Honestly.
battler. So again, I've been spending nights with her overnight at the hospital just
Oh, yeah?
to make sure everything is okay.
Now, are
with
you
her.
eating the hospital food? or
No.
what
Yeah,
are
how
you
does the
doing?
food situation go there?
The food situation there? I would say is you
What
know,
hospital is this? Because Andy, our friend Andy, grades the hospital. He's our
Yeah.
our hospital food critic.
Right.
So which one is this?
Well,
And we'll
she's
see if
in,
he has a grade.
in Hollywood at Memorial Regional, and she was not eating for a couple days. Today, they did bring a soft food breakfast for her,
All right.
Okay.
which consisted of scrambled eggs,
Okay.
some sort of brown mass that I couldn't identify, and then it was like a cup of oatmeal.
Not something you would find at the Catherine on the menu.
No.
I love that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
couldn't understand what food it was.
Okay.
It was I did not understand again because it's a soft.
That's classic.
You know, when they order these soft
Oh my God.
diets, it looked like it could have been a strained version of French toast in a way. Like, some of these fancy restaurants do these
Skyline chili, basically, is the description.
reductionist or deconstructed versions of things.
If they try to serve your mother Skyline chili while she was going through these difficulties right now,
She wouldn't still be with us.
yeah, I mean, wouldn't you have her removed immediately from whatever place?
Yeah.
she's
Whatever
in?
that hospital.
Sure.
is.
I did sample the eggs. They did seem a little bit powdered.
It's
the
a powdered
scrambled
egg,
eggs,
yes, they're
but,
not making eggs.
But you know what? It's
So you ate your mother's meal? Is what
no,
you're saying.
I sampled it. I'm a quick critic. I wasn't going to be putting it on the Let's Eat
I love
group.
this. You sample.
But
And this
anyway,
was after that sensational performance yesterday at the Batch. Wow.
and I got to sing the praises again.
That was extremely
place-
Thank you to
impressive. Yeah,
Kevin
wow.
and Brandon. They took great care of us both during the show, during the daytime, and then at night for our little get together meetup. That again, I ordinarily don't like short rib dishes because I find them mushy. I ordinarily don't like sweet and savory dishes, like things that are bourbon,
Combining worlds,
infused. But that bourbon,
was great.
I guess what they call it, bourbon.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Bourbon smoked rib. It was
Rib.
like bourbon glazed smoked
Bourbon glazed
short rib.
rib.
Yeah.
Over that sweet potato mash and the
That was a
Brussels
perfect
sprouts
compliment.
and
too.
those little crunchy. They had the crunchy element, which that
Yes.
gets me.
Yep.
Defo. Those sweet potato straws,
Straws.
Yeah.
on top.
I'm not sure how much that added because I think the star was the combination of the glaze that they used, absolutely
meat
tenderness
itself.
of the meat.
Yep.
And then
Just mashed
with that
potatoes.
The
sweet potato mash.
that
was-
mashed potato.
Usually that's inconsequential, but it actually turned out great.
Worked
was,
together.
it
Fantastic
all
fantastic
worked
thing.
together really well. And for me, no, of course the straws are not maybe so consequential, but it's the cherry on
I
top
like
of the
that.
sundae. It's just that
I like
little extra.
You could throw grape nuts on top of a dish, though, and you'd be happy because it was
Then I would
crunchy.
drop
Yeah,
dead
some
like Jim
peanuts,
Fix.
whatever. No, really a great array. I mean, the salad was extremely tasty, well dressed salad, and natural flavors to it. And then all of the I didn't have the fried chicken, but
It was good.
That's
It was
always
really
a test of a place.
And the other, the big measuring stick litmus test is the professor, Ken, came
yes.
out last night. And of course, he's not only a great eater, he's a restaurateur, a partner,
He's a great
in-
cook. No, he's a great chef. Defo and I
great
for years
chef.
eating his food. He's great.
partner at
Very
the
diverse.
Foundry restaurant up
Yes.
in Pompano Beach.
His
and
food palate's very strong.
he loves Southern food.
Yes.
And,
he's
I'm
a very
always-
tough critic.
Yeah.
Very tough critic.
And I don't think he was just blowing smoke up my
No,
butt.
he doesn't lie.
no,
He does
Brandon.
not.
He would
That's-
just as soon stop
anyone
you
who's
to the
met
ground.
Ken, that's not
right,
Ken.
your
But he
opinion.
ate some of those bites last night, and he was really impressed. And
Yes.
he was also impressed with like one of the sauces that he says he doesn't usually like those kind
the
of
sweeter molasses
tomatoey
barbecue sauce.
molasses is like barbecue sauce. But he said the balance on that one that he was having with one of the dishes, he gave it high praise. So
It was what
that-
they had, and you were talking about egg rolls off here. We were talking about that. They have a barbecue egg roll on their happy hour menu, and they had a barbecue sauce that was more sweet, and that's usually not his favorite, and he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
How they did it. It was they do a root beer barbecue sauce.
No, and they again, the menu is broad and diverse, and you could go as healthy or maybe as off the path that you want. They also have vegan and vegetarian options, and
they have light stuff too. They
the
do have light food.
big
We just
Sunday brunch
weren't
place.
going for that.
And 525 North Federal Highway. We're going to consider this their batch
And
live
they
spot
have
of
a
the day.
parking garage. Well, this is something we have to tell people because Ken parked on the
It's
street. He
behind
got
the
the
place,
parking,
yeah.
but it is super easy to get to, and it is complimentary. And this is something I want to express to people who I know people who love batch, and they didn't even realize that existed.
No, and that
So-
makes the whole experience so much simpler.
Especially
if
one in that
you're
area of
driving,
town.
If you don't live right downtown there. and
One,
walk
how
over.
expensive? Look, parking right now is nuts. Like if you do 2 hours, it's at least $10, if not more. In fact, they give you complimentary parking right around the downtown-ish area. That's really cool, and
Yeah.
it makes it easier to be able to go
And,
somewhere in that area.
Now that we've been, met and eaten there, and they're on board as far as sponsors. But I really am impressed with all the food stuff they're doing. It's a great place to go during the holiday season, especially they were talking up that 12 days of brunch that's coming
That's
up
really cool.
between the Christmas and New Year's holidays, where 12 days in a row, weekdays, weekends, whatever, they're going to be offering their weekend brunch menu and their bottomless drink menu.
Which is amazing.
That's going to be great because that week is always packed in between the two holidays down here, and that's
Kevin,
a great option.
he was a great guy too, and I love the story. That's part of the fun of doing a show. It's people you meet, like Brian here at Wicked Cheesesteaks, and the different approaches and ways they got into things. And this guy was just very determined, yet he seemed to understand everything, and a big fan of Let's Eat South Florida and some of the positions that you take. As I was speaking earlier today, you mentioned that show. We started talking about how you're often misunderstood in social media.
Oh yeah.
And and you deal with this all the time, and it's
Although sometimes I'm deliberately misunderstood
well,
and
yeah,
try to
jerk
get
off.
people riled up, but
yeah, no, you definitely like to stick the needle in there,
Zets,
but
as they say.
nonetheless, he was very hip to all of that, and yet you couldn't help but be impressed with the story that he had about how he got the whole thing going
Yeah.
and the dedication that he's shown. And then you would wish the guy nothing but great success with that location because it really was an impressive place.
yeah, he's got 4 locations and a great place to check out for, again, the Fort Lauderdale spot has both lunch, dinner, weekend brunch, and great bar, great cocktails. Man, I was digging
Yeah, what about that,
that
whiskey sour
pecan
thing? Man?
bourbon whiskey sour, and they make their own pecan infused whiskey that actually has Madagascar vanilla elements to it. And I really love that drink where they
I like
combine it with some lemon juice, simple syrup, and some that egg white foam on top.
Yep.
And the lemon
Oh,
juice gives it
interesting.
a little bit of, again, it makes it the sour, so it's not overly sweet. It's a really well balanced, great drink. So props to them. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Thank you, Brandon and Kevin.
Service
for taking great care of
excellent
us.
there too.
Yep.
People
Yeah.
couldn't have been any nicer or more well informed.
Hey, so
or any more enthusiastic. It
let's
was a great
get
spot.
back to what you were talking about, because on your
Well, also
morning
this,
show,
the pizza, by the way, is
oh,
ridiculous.
it is.
Pizza's
It's great.
great, yeah, do you
The
like it?
cheese, he uses the
Pizza
good
is
cheese here.
ridiculous. I was
Brian.
gonna say the cheese has a nice flavor. The meats, it all, and I'm actually not a huge onion fan on pizza because it's usually almost raw onion. And again, a lot of people don't mind raw onion. I can't stand raw onion, but when you cook the onion well, I love onion on a pizza, like a Philly cheesesteak, and the mushrooms, the
Mushrooms,
onion,
onions.
and I guess ground beef or a beef of some kind.
People going to
No,
be
it's a
having
cheesesteak. They use a shaved
Okay,
prime
shaved
rib.
prime rib. Then the shaved prime rib on a
the same
pizza is
potpourri
amazing.
parties coming up on Saturday night.
Oh,
This would be
yeah.
Get
fantastic for a party.
A bunch of these.
I'm
man,
gonna
put
give
them
the
out
This
sheep
there.
and
one
wings,
of
they do
these.
great wings.
Yeah.
Quesadilla, literally a lot of they have stuff on the menu I didn't even know they had. So Wicked Cheesesteaks really will take care of any party. You want to come in, cool lunch for people having lunch, but
Oh, the chic son.
with this being holiday party season, and they're quick. Brian, his wife, they don't mess around. So
Yeah, it's a perfect place for parties here at Wicked Cheesesteaks because the wings are really good.
wings are great.
The pizzas are really good. The subs are really good.
Yep.
You could just buy a whole potpourri of anything that you want and
And
get
the
it.
pricing's freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's so reasonable. Brian is one of the world's nicest guys too. He's
And they're
He's
good
fueled
people.
by his own desire to lose money.
Honestly,
kinda
like I
me.
wonder, yeah.
Defo.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
He's practically given the product away considering the quality. This is good cheese. He uses,
It's really
I
nice.
think, the grande cheese on it. You could tell the difference.
Yep.
It really has that bigger, full of flavor. Beautiful
Fantastic,
stuff.
man. I gargled with that thing.
So-
I shoveled it right down in Mayo fashion.
So to get back with something that you brought up this morning,
Yeah.
somebody put up a post, and your
good friend of
response
ours,
to our friend Joe Cassell, he was talking about how something recently resuscitated some maybe memories of not such a great time in his life when
Yeah.
he got hit by a truck in London
That'll
that'll
tend to be a negative.
definitely
on the
dampen
memory bank
your
for sure.
day
Yeah.
and year. But he was basically saying that he learned a lot about who his real friends were at that point, and then people
As
were
you often
chiming
do.
in
Yeah.
about because things about how we move forward in life, and then your line was it was something a lyric.
I think it's very profound. I really do. If you think about it, Jim Morrison, one of my favorite lyricists ever, is still responsible for what I think. I know you wanted to get into this. The best line ever written, a lyric in any song, in the song "The End." Cancel my subscription to the resurrection. Send my credentials to the house of detention. You got to think about that for a second. That's brilliance, right? This isn't, roses
that
and
means
red
I've done
violets are
something
blue.
very bad. I'm not going to
It
heaven.
could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, well,
All right, but his line in the song that has always stuck with me. You have to think about it. Is learn to forget.
that
And,
was your advice to Joe Cassell.
Well,
was learn to
I
forget.
wasn't
He wasn't
necessarily. I
barking
was
it
just
at him.
saying
He
that this
wasn't
is
yelling
something
at
that you
him.
need to examine in life. That you need to figure out what it means to learn to forget.
And
As
that was
people-
a Morrison lyric.
Learn to forget. Yeah.
Was it a song? The title too? Or was
No,
it
it
just-
was part of the. I think it was part of the same song. The end.
okay. Because
Yeah.
this is the end, my friend. But
Yeah.
learn to forget is sage advice, I'd say. But a lot of times we hear it as forgive and forget, which maybe sounds a little
Could be
more
a lot
gentle.
of layers to that concept. Though.
Maybe
right.
forgive but never forget. That's kind of what I
Well,
go
look,
for. I'm a
because it was
forgiving
on social
person.
media, we always assume everyone's barking things at us. What's interesting to me is the people that know Defo's not a barker. So like you would take to me, I would see Defo say then go, yeah, that makes sense. it was on a post where a lot of people don't know Defo, so
Right.
they were taking it with these social
Oh, my
media
God, like, what an
undertones.
insensitive.
Like,
You were
and
you
just
just
subtle
learn
throwing
to
it
forget,
out like
Joe.
a
It's
like
like,
a
you know, it's-
Socrates. Like here's a little
Yes.
nugget to think
Here's
about.
something to think about.
And
Yes.
instead, everybody
Very
gets
profound.
they get up on their hind
Oh,
legs and
my
are saying,
God,
"What
what
are you
a
talking
jerk."
about?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you shouldn't learn.
The guy
no,
just
maybe
spilled
this
his
is
guts out, and you're going to trash him. I didn't say anything about Joe.
Welcome
Why
to
would
my
I even
world.
be looking
He
at his
likes
face?
Joe.
I didn't
My
care for the
man
guy.
Brian, he heard
Oh,
me.
my
He saw what I
God.
looked like, and he brought me a nice little
So
house salad.
he's bringing. We got a Philly
Because
It
cheesesteak
smells
pizza.
great. Man.
We have
This is a great pizza, by the way.
the pizza's fantastic.
Yeah.
We
Best
have
thing, yeah.
a couple other
Fantastic.
heartier things coming, and then Mayo's like, just bring me a salad. So
Oh,
I'm like,
great.
well, what about this
Just-
salad? He's like,
that
no,
was his
I
word?
just want a salad.
I just want a simple salad. I'm a man of sometimes I just
Tomatoes smell
sleep
great.
I just want
deprived.
green.
I just need some greens in my body. Yeah, that's my Hanukkah present. Thank you very much.
She's at Wicked Cheesesteaks. He orders the salad.
Wicked
right?
cheesesteaks. Well, God, you know,
No,
we
they
have
do
other,
have it.
we have
No, no,
other
it's
things
good.
coming. Don't worry.
again, the hypocrisy. You're chiding me for
But you just had
ballooning
two-
up like I
you just
stuck a
had two
helium
slices
hose
of
up
pizza.
my
He had.
butt
Did you?
since-
You only had one slice, right?
No,
Or did you
he's
have
on his
two?
second
Oh, you had
one.
two.
This is my first slice.
It's his first slice.
My
Oh,
first
okay.
slice.
All right.
First slice.
I gave my
He gave
slice
one to the
my
sheik. He
Not
one
that
to the
I'm
sheik.
counting.
What was your verdict on the pizza there, Mark?
He
Very
loves
good.
it.
And this-
the Sheik. The Sheik.
The
I love
cheese
that
he
name.
said was good. This is a man. Me and him started off. We met in high school. I was a freshman. This was in the lower part of Manhattan.
You should
at
really duck his
Stuyvesant
head in
High
here
School.
so people
That's
know
all
what
right,
we're
it's
talking
all
about.
right.
No, you're
It's
way off.
sometimes
that camera
better
there. Yeah, just stick your
to
head in
get the
There
fan.
he
There
is,
it is.
Mark.
Mark Schweitzer
Mark,
making his
ladies and
debut
gentlemen.
on the Lunchbox.
Oh, there. See, now that's a salad.
And there we go. No, we've got
This is the
That's his-
buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
buffalo chicken mac
Oh,
and cheese.
nice.
Me and Sheik started going to pizza joints and Chinese restaurants in New York, laying the foundation for what is now Let's Eat South Florida. and
Honestly.
the
eating a
infinite
lot,
discussions
yeah.
of real New York pizza and Chinese food. But we used to do some damage on the weekends when we were in high school. But we would check out all these different slice joints, classic places like Ray's of Greenwich Village there, went to Mariella's Pizza, all kinds of great stuff.
Let me
But
ask you a
this is
question
good
on that
pizza.
topic.
Yes.
If you went back to New York, which you've done infrequently, and you had a slice of pizza somewhere and you went to your favorite place, do you think that you would be disappointed since you're no longer conditioned to think of that after being trying all of the different varieties of pizzas that have come on the scene? I mean, let's face it, there's a zillion great pizzas here. Well, you could go to Heritage, you could
Yeah.
go here, you could go just about 100 places.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
find a good pizza.
of course, you know, our
Anthony's
friends at
Coal-Fired
Pizza
has a good
Spot
pizza,
and
pizza
Abit's had the
spot.
New York, the New
Oh,
Haven
it's-
style pizza. But
Would-
no,
would you be
there's-
disappointed in a slice of New York pizza, or
Depends
would you
where I
think,
went.
"Wow, I'm back here in pizza nearby"?
if I was if I went to some like schlocky touristy slice joint in the Midtown
A real
Manhattan,
schlocky
Yeah, it's
joint,
the same
yeah.
then I would
thing,
say,
yeah.
yeah, it's not so good. But if I went to some of my spots out in Brooklyn,
It's probably still
a
solid.
place
yes.
called it was Piazza.
Yeah.
There's a place near me that has like absolutely tremendous, all kinds of different slices, the
All right.
grandma slice. But yeah, the answer is quality places, no matter where they are quality. So
That's
it could
correct.
be in New
Yeah.
York, it could be in
Right.
Fort Lauderdale. This is a quality pizza right
That
here.
is great. That was really, really
And,
good.
you know,
and
it's
not
kind-
even made of your favorite stuff, since you're not a cheesesteak fan.
No, but
in
this works for me better than sometimes
Like
the
a cheesesteak,
cheesesteak
yeah.
itself. And I like Brian's crust because it's a little bit puffier on the edges. So you know, those who are like real thin crust freaks might
This is
say,
nice.
"Oh, it's a little too thick on the edges," but I think it's good. It's got that little.
You're not
chewiness.
anticipating this quality level of pizza
That's
in,
the thing.
in a place that's a
Well, that's
cheesesteak place.
look, and we've talked about it, and we're actually sort of privileged that we go to a lot of these places, and almost everything we have is good, and that's rare, right? You go to a place and you have your go-to, you try a few things. Some things are okay, some things aren't. That's one thing I'll say for Wicked Cheesesteak is we've tried a lot of different things. Brian
you might want to
well,
skip the salad.
Brian will trot out a lot of different things. Brian will mess around and try different things, and every single thing we have. And this, I've said this off the air. I say this to my friends. I say this to everyone I talk to. Everything's good, and that sounds like that's placating. I'm telling you,
Placating. Nice word.
it's good. Like it's. I appreciate that he puts his efforts into not only having it present well, good prices, but the flavors are really, really strong and really well done for everything they do,
No,
which
he-
is not easy to do.
for
That's
a
not easy
place-
to do.
You know, it's one of those strip mall places where you drive by and you think, not much. But then you come in and you see what he's doing and the pride he's taking. And again, him and his wife, they also operate and work with they
baker,
make commercial bread. They're bakers and they
Yep.
deliver bread to some of the finest restaurants and establishments around town. So you know he knows and loves the food business. So that's the kind of passion and
Man,
care
man,
you
you're gonna
find
like
here.
this. It has some
This
kick
is
to
really
it.
good. It has a
I'm not
kick.
going in there
It's
yet.
up there.
Can I get
This
some
is really
greens?
Up
nice.
there with your pizza
Can I
spot
get
pizza.
some greens
This is
into
really
my
nice.
belly? All right.
Well,
So
why try to fool the public here with this?
getting back to your
charade that you're
His
conducting?
quote, yeah.
favorite lyrics of
Yeah.
all time, do you have
Learn to
any
forget,
that
my
come to the top of your head, Mike?
I have
Lubitz,
different songs.
Eminem. I know you're kind of like a
No, I
a
like
rap
hip hop. I
fan.
like
He likes
reggae
that
dance
electro
hall. I
music,
like
but
dance
he's an old
music.
soul.
I like varied music. I don't think about quotes like that. Like I like songs and different variables, different ranges and genres. But yeah, I can understand and appreciate a nice quote. But I just think it's interesting that people have to read into, because that quote to me doesn't say, "Hey, you, forget about it." You know, this isn't a New Yorker or
It wasn't
someone
like
from the
get over it.
Bronx.
Yeah.
The quote says, "Learn to forget." And I think so often we don't read the words in totality. We just focus on the overall thought
You're
we
just
think it
saying
has.
Sometimes it's better for self-preservation and moving forward to learn to forget.
But that's the
some
thing,
unpleasant
learn to
things.
forget.
Yeah.
As humans, we're probably not going to forget because that's who we are. But it's good to try to learn to forget,
Well,
to get better at it.
Or figure out a way.
But when you brought that up, it
Yeah.
just made me think of some of my favorite lyrics in terms of like songs. I love the song that, and this is not one little lyric, but the whole song itself, "The Message" by Grandmaster Flash and
good
the
for you.
Furious Five.
Yeah,
I don't know if
good
you
for
remember
you.
that one. That's
No, I
old
don't.
school.
I know it well. That's a great
It's
song.
out of
But then
my,
it's-
I'm listening to Herb Alpert records.
Hey, well, that it's not really lyrics. It's just that.
Imagine that. I mean, here Miles Davis has to be rolling over in his grave thinking that guy made zillions of dollars. And I was
Exactly,
like
honestly.
Chuck
playing
Mangione.
these little clubs in
Mangione,
front of 80 guys. Yeah.
All right,
Unbelievable.
that feels so good. But no, my lyric, very pithy, and again, one of the greatest lyricists of his generation. Elvis Costello
He was good.
had a song called "Every Day I Write the Book," and to me, my favorite lyric out of that was even in a perfect world where everyone was equal, I'd still own the film rights and be working on the sequel.
Exactly.
That's a good one, man.
There's
Yeah,
some
great.
no,
That's a
good
great quote.
lyric, yeah.
That's a good lyric.
No
So-
doubt about it. Yeah, but don't ever write that about Jim Morrison. I mean, I don't know who it was. It was one of Joe's friends, and she was so upset with my lack of sensitivity.
What did they take issue with?
They
I
thought
don't
he was
know.
being
I mean-
short. He was like
Oh.
being short with
Oh,
Joe.
Like
so-
I'm saying, hey, listen, forget about it.
Just forget
you know,
about it,
yeah,
you wuss or whatever.
That
like,
brings us to a one of the big contentions in the Let's Eat group, which
Uh-oh.
is
The
when
lack
people.
of depth in the response.
No,
what
it's
do
the
you
whole
think?
issue of manners and when people feel like they're being commanded or barked at
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And it's when somebody submits a query post like, "Hey, looking for a great Christmas Eve dinner," and then instead of saying thanks or
They're like, "Go."
appreciate anything, but they say "and go."
yeah, that's annoying.
You
And-
hate that, man.
Well,
that one gets you every
Even
time.
I'll say that's.
I hate it. I have learned. I used to just would say no go. I'm stopping with the go, and I'm not. I wouldn't answer their question.
Yeah.
Others then picked up on that cue from me, the ruthless and rude administrator, and then
Insufferable.
just started
Yeah, definitely.
piling on. Anybody would end, and I would think there would be some.
Okay, what if
learned-
you want recommendations? What's the
Wait,
okay?
wait.
Sorry, finish
if
your
there
thought.
was learned behavior that
Yeah.
people would maybe learn that if they concluded by barking out "go,"
Yeah.
that people would jump all over them. And what I prefer is
Yeah.
just say thanks in advance,
Yeah,
TIA.
yeah, appreciate
Thank
the
you.
Appreciate your input.
appreciate the
though.
help.
Appreciate any
everything.
help.
Exactly. Appreciate
You
the
know,
help.
just be a little
It
bit.
doesn't bother me as
giving.
much as you, the go
Well,
thing.
apparently, it's a generational thing
Yeah.
where the younger kids, it's become a thing on the
Yeah.
internet.
It's
We
like
just
it's your
say,
turn to talk.
go.
Here we go.
and go.
Yep.
And it's like, but no, I'm not a dog. It's like I'm like sit, roll over, and go. And then some people just
Minor
wise-
beef, I would say.
Yeah,
Minor
Weisenheimer.
beef.
Weisenheimer's minor beef to you, but good for 400 comments on
Was
the
he
group.
like this in college, Sheik? Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
he's
much.
like, yes,
High
this has been
school,
him
same
for
thing.
40 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, the thing was this: it is not against the group rules to conclude a post with "go" or "and go."
no.
And it was up to one of the other admins, my former
Why don't you do
colleague,
some editing to the piece?
David Schutz, who's one of the top editors at the Sun Sentinel, that
Yeah.
obviously runs the group in conjunction with me, and we started it when I was at the Sun Sentinel. But David Schutz actually put a post up and pinned it to the top of the group last week saying, "Hey, everybody, go and go is not against group rules. So if you see this in a post, don't slam the people, just ignore the post and move on."
There
And
you
which
go.
is, I guess,
I was talking to you.
well, I've stopped. I started taking that advice a long time ago, and I don't chime in anymore and stir the pot. But again, enough people
This has been bothering you, though, for a long time.
Oh, you can tell.
brought this up a zillion times on the show.
have I?
Yeah, the whole and go thing.
Yes, you've done it a bunch of
it doesn't trouble me. I mean, then people will follow. If you see like 100 suggestions, it's great. And that's part of the thing. I mean,
I love that.
It's like anything else. You have to take the consensus of the general good that's being done. Like that's how I discovered Wicked Cheesesteaks. I don't know how it came up to you, but I saw any number of people that were very favorable about it, saying, "Hey, there's this great place. Now you're in an area here where if you go up the block, you will find 2 cheesesteak establishments, specifically dedicated to cheesesteaks, within 3 miles of you.
Not far at all.
That both recently opened up, and so
they do a fine job.
This one kept getting constantly good reviews and references, and they talked a little bit about the diverse menu and Brian and the personal service and everything, and so I'm driving by it, and that's the reason that I drove in. Was just strictly from consensus of opinion on Let's Eat South Florida.
Now, obviously, the group can be very, very helpful and beneficial.
I think it mostly is, to be brutally honest.
It's just if you choose
what catches on.
If you choose to take it in a way that's, looking to offend or looking for a mix-up, then obviously you're going to get a more, I guess, what we call a contentious experience.
Yeah,
but
still to do.
if you use it like Defo, where you just find out, some good, useful information.
I don't know. It's always been good.
I think it's great.
Look, this thing with Batch yesterday. I don't know that I necessarily would put it in my, my list of itinerary to go out of my way to get like Southern comfort food, but that was so impressive that I'm happy I found out about it. Anybody that gets wind of it, like the people that came out last night.
If you have people
good spot
in from out of town that are looking for maybe like one of those good brunch places that have, the all you can drink bottomless, cocktail kind of menu, that would be the place to go. And even if they're not drinkers and they don't want to have a bottomless drink,
and you could go in there. You don't have to stuff yourself. I mean, with 5 different plates and the appetizers that you guys had.
It's very shareable too, which is
fantastic.
cool.
Plus, I love the fact of Kevin's approach, and he appreciates this whole Let's Eat South Florida thing and go, because he said his desire was to become a polarizing restaurant like Tropical
Yes, he
Ladies.
was looking for it.
This is what he wanted. It's great.
Restaurateurs, look,
he definitely got the whole point of it.
Any publicity is good publicity as long as you get the name right. And,
and if you go there and it turns out to be great,
it is great.
Then you can easily dismiss the malcontents as I should be doing.
If you don't
think the detractors have learned to forget,
or if you want to post a receipt and quibble about whatever little charge that you might see, but I didn't see any on mine. In fact, I saw deductions yesterday: 20% off, 20% off.
Well, how many times did you mention your own show?
About 20 times. Hey, one more thing.
I am Mike Mayo. I mean,
one more thing about the group that made me, again, it's one of those things where the good far outweighs the bad. But this one post this morning, I was rolling my eyes as I was sitting next to my mom in her hospital bed. But it was a woman. No, it was a guy saying, I'm going out on a first date, and she wanted to go to this new restaurant complex in Boca Raton near town center that 2 restaurants just opened up, but I don't know the names of them. And all the guy wanted was the 2 names of the restaurants. And I knew one of them because I was just there for one of their media dining events, Fiolina's, which is that great chef, Fabio Tranchetti, who's from D.C. But it just opened up literally 2 weeks ago. But I saw 200 comments.
Giving him crap.
Only 2 of them actually gave the answer that he was looking for. The other ones were all chiming in about, if she already wants a fancy meal on the first date, you should take her just for coffee. People are critiquing the guy.
He's allowed to do what he wants.
And it's like, oh my God, these people. It's like, and then, the guy who posted it chimed in and saying, look, I'm fine with taking her out for a nice dinner. It was my choice. I asked her, where do you want to go for dinner? She gave me these, this clue.
It's fine.
I don't know the names of the restaurants. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I read through these 200 comments, Defo. And,
you would want to blow your brain out.
And I said, the responses to this post made me laugh, cry, and regret most every decision I've made in my life to this point. So.
Fortunately, it was only like 2 people that got on me about being insensitive to Joe
Our
Casal,
good friend, actually, we like
if anything, I mean, at other times where he's had issues, I couldn't have felt like I was any more passionate about trying to help him come to the right decision.
Yeah,
because I care about the guy, and so the
sorry
last
to
thing I would
disturb
do.
your lunch, ladies. Hope it was good.
So you guys are talking.
Christmas. We got a
Merry,
couple
happy
You have to love
holiday
anybody
guests in here, very
a
festive
Santa hat.
Santa hat, and enjoying their
and matching shoes.
Wicked
So you guys were
Cheesesteaks.
talking about polarizing places.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no. I'm
Okay,
going
because we've been here a long time, so it's time for a break
start
soon.
with Visit Lauderdale.
You mind
Okay,
if I,
okay.
pick
That
it
is
up?
not
or-
polarizing. You
No,
can
no,
do
it's not at
whatever you
all.
want. No, I just it is the time of year where we're looking for those little, gifts for
Gifts, yeah.
whether it's the last night of Hanukkah tonight, or if you're celebrating Christmas or Kwanzaa or Festivus. I don't know if gifts are part of Festivus, but maybe they should
You
be.
can make a gift
When
part of
you
anything.
make it a gift, a ticket to the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It's coming up right after the holidays, January 8th through the 14th, at various venues around town. There are going to be intimate dinners, seminars, cooking classes, all kinds of great stuff. Go online to vlfoodwine.com. And better yet, the big four events. Those are the big ticketed and most popular events. If you buy a ticket to one of those events and use the promo code Lunchbox, once again, that magic word Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. Makes the perfect stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. And you know the big four again, right?
What are we
Defo?
doing? Heritage?
Well, Heritage is
Heritage,
the
the
opening
grand
night dinner.
opening, grand
that's a
That
opening.
is
different thing.
sold
Oh,
out.
that's not part of.
That's
not
sold
part of the
out.
thing?
No, it is
All right.
part of it. It's
Okay.
just sold out. So there's
All right.
no.
What
So
are
the
big
Wednesday is the
four?
bar
But-
bash. What is
but
the name of it?
the
The
big
bar
four-
bash is Wednesday.
It's the bar fight.
Bar
That's
fight,
the
bar
cocktail
brawl.
Oh, yeah,
mixologist
yeah.
battle. That's at the rooftop at 1 West Las Olas
Yep,
there
yep.
in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Then we've got the new Asian themed
Walk
walk
and
and
roll,
roll.
and we'll be there.
And that's going to be Thursday night. We'll be there broadcasting and
Excited for
eating.
that.
And that the venue, it's like I think it's called the Backyard. It's some bar in Fort Lauderdale. And then we've got the
America's Backyard. Are they having it at America's Backyard?
you know what? I'm
Okay.
I'm
I don't want to
botched
give the
that.
wrong information.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
okay.
give the wrong information.
Okay.
But it's at a nice venue in
Nice.
Fort Lauderdale. And then Friday night is the barbecue, the poolside barbecue
Yeah,
battle at
that's
the
fun.
Hyatt Centric Hotel in Fort Lauderdale. And then of course we've got the what we
Another
call
one.
the
The
grand
grand
tasting.
tasting is Saturday.
I'm losing it today.
It's all right.
All right.
Grand
Lack
tasting
of
is
oxygen
Saturday,
and sleep. But the grand tasting,
which hopefully I'll be out there this year. I haven't got to experience
Las
that. It seems like a lot of
Olas
fun.
Beachfront Park. They've got, I think the VIP tickets are sold
Oh, wow.
out, but you can get the standard tickets are going to be there. Again, vlfoodwine.com
Look at
to
this
get
guy.
all your tickets, all the information. It's going to be a really fun night, fun time, fun week.
Great time.
And again, vlfoodwine.com coming up right after the holidays.
Look at this lobster roll.
Oh, look at that.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And
He
I
makes
know,
a
that's one of
I
the
really
think
things
you
you're
guys are
known
left
for.
out of this one. You're getting your own, I think.
The whole reason
don't
it's
know, but
called
enjoy
Wicked
it.
Cheesesteaks is because Wicked is a big
It's a
term up
Northeastern
in
thing.
Maine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Brian's originally from Maine, and he makes a wicked lobster roll.
Yes.
And one of the best ones in town.
You need to try that before
That's
we
value.
go to the
Well, no,
break
let's go
here.
to the
All right.
break, and afterwards I'll devour this whole
It's
thing. in one
really
bite.
good. I'd rather
Yeah.
you not do that because
We might
I
want to
enjoyed
take a
it.
little more ourselves. Yeah.
I enjoyed
All
it,
right.
but definitely have some.
All right. Coming back with more here. Wicked Cheesesteaks in a moment.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Caught me with my mouth full again, Defo.
There's a surprise.
Well, you kept saying I got to try the
You did have to
buffalo
try that.
chicken mac
You
and
did.
cheese.
Isn't it good?
That is
Doesn't it
unbelievable.
combine really
Yeah.
well? It mixes really
For a guy
well.
that likes a cherry bomb pizza at the pizza spot,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
you
nice
must
cake, but
love
not
that.
too much.
That
Got a
thing's
kick.
on fire, yeah.
got a lot of stuff going on flavor wise, and it's got that crunchy top layer.
Yes, I
Now
like
that
that.
They
Yeah,
had
I
you
like
in
that.
hello. Yeah,
You know
no doubt about it. Yeah.
So props to Brian. You know, all his menu
Another-
items here. He's
another-
always playing around too.
I love that.
He's developing a new smash burger sub, I guess.
Why do you keep going back to this lettuce, though?
Because
He's
it's
trying to
like
clean
gold.
himself out.
Right now, my body is craving and digging this simple salad that he made.
It's good.
Some
Good
romaine
sign,
lettuce,
yeah.
some tomatoes, some cucumbers, shredded carrots, and ranch
Where do
dressing.
you get the best salad in town, man?
Frickin-
Go. I'll hang up and listen.
Oh my god!
I tell you what, I you know, I'm not
I
a
wouldn't
big
know where to
salad
get a
guy.
good salad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
There are a
It's
couple.
throwing you off your game here. I mean, it really
Yeah,
is.
well, no, I mean, I'm enjoying eating the salad.
All right.
Next up for discussion
Yeah.
is
Now, what do you have?
What do you got?
absolutely nothing. My brain
Okay.
is
Okay.
is melted like the cheese in this the mac
Well, you
and
brought up an
cheese
interesting
buffalo
thing.
chicken.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
holiday parties
Oh yeah,
and catering, and there are many places, I guess, that are featuring all kinds. I saw some ads on TV yesterday for like a Jamaican restaurant that was offering various catering packages. Any places that I mean, this would be great. It depends where you live, obviously, but what kind of approach do you take to that? If you were going to have a party catered, say 20 people, boat parade.
Yeah, actually, with the parade,
Yeah.
because it doesn't like catering. We think catering, we think like a big hall and like a wedding. Catering can just be having a few people over, and I don't want to cook.
Right,
You just want to make it simple. Like the holiday party, Big Rich, your friend Big Rich's party is perfect because everyone brings something, and he also makes sure that he has his own stuff there, and it's a really diverse, eclectic mixture of sandwiches and some main courses and some snacks. Like
holidays are so personal and traditional. It seems like everybody's got their traditions. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know about you, but it's like me. I always do the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve.
Does that include the stone crabs from Delaware Chicken Farm?
Yeah, of
that
course.
does count as one.
It's like
You get
Delaware.
all 7 of your fishes right there in one stop.
Well, that
That's
gives
great.
us a perfect time to do their live spot
There you
because
go.
for catering or anything you need for
Party
the
if you
holiday,
especially want seafood. Yeah,
even if you're going to have
poultry,
a
burger, sausage.
dinner party and catering, it's not catering.
No,
per
you're gonna
se,
handle your own. Yeah,
but the stuff that you want to cook, you can make these beautiful duck. That for dinner you could have a duck dinner. You could have a cookout for some of the football games and the boat parade. Maybe you throw on some of those house-made sausages, the turkey sausage,
Good stuff to put on the grill.
Grill.
Yeah.
I mean, they have great stuff for
Traditional
grilling.
pork
Yeah.
sandwich, pork sausage, and then of course they got steaks. And again, for the Feast of the Seven Fishes, you don't have to make 3 stops to a place that has fish and a place
That's
that
the
has
thing.
seafood. You go there, and boom, you get it all there. Whether it's the great, the fresh caught fish from the Gulf of Mexico, like they have the
Get fish
grouper,
from here.
they have snapper from the Keys.
Grab
they
a
have,
fistful of those shrimp too.
The shrimp
Wow.
were
shrimp.
fantastic.
Wow.
The stone crab counts as, of course, as one of the fishes. Then they get special things in for the holidays like scungili and calamari and sometimes eel. You just give them a call and special order it, and they will bundle up your whole package, and you can pick it up on that, the day before Christmas Eve. They're going to be open Christmas Eve till about, I think about 2 in the afternoon. They're going to close up a little bit earlier on a Sunday. But Delaware Chicken is at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It's DelawareChicken.com is the website that lists all the various products. And it's a great place for all the holiday occasions. And tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Now, getting back to some of the other things.
I mean, and don't forget about this place. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
This place has a
This
great
place, again, for parties, you can just pick up a whole boatload of wings and pizzas and some
Beautiful,
of these great
huh? Right?
dishes. I'm sure if you say, hey, I need a tray of the baked, of the mac and cheese, the buffalo chicken mac and
I'm
cheese,
sure they will do it
or
for
a
you.
lobster mac and cheese, he can make you a platter that'll serve
Yep.
10 or 12.
It's-
Brian aims to please.
Yep.
And again, that's at
Pizzas,
Wicked
wings,
Cheesesteaks
yep.
here. And yet, some people love barbecue. My friends at Smoke Barbecue right there on Gold Ocean Mile, they do a really nice job. They do a lot of catering and parties and events. They make some really good sliced brisket and ribs and all the favorites. Are you a barbecue guy? Or
I like barbecue, no
Yeah.
question. Yeah, I used to do a lot of grilling, believe it or not, throwing many parties at the old Defo household, and then I realized I had to learn to forget about all the people who used to come there and learn the ungrateful bastards that showed up.
Learn
No,
to
no,
forget. That's it.
but hey, I like to grill. I had different recipes for ribs that people turned me on to. Not always the easiest thing to make, but yeah, any of that would be
And-
fantastic.
And you mentioned like Jamaican and the Caribbean flavors. There's a bunch of these like mini chain
Well,
restaurants out there now.
Donna's does some Golden Crust, I
Donna's,
think does.
What's it called? The other one is called the hot pot, the Dutch pot.
Dutch pot. Dutch pot's
is
great.
That,
I
another-
that was the
love
ad that I
Dutch
saw.
pot.
They were advertising.
I
for
love
these,
Dutch pot.
party
Dutch pot's
packages.
Yeah.
really freaking good.
For the
They-
boat parade, which is not going to be canceled. What's going on with that?
Why? Because of the
Does
weather.
this weather not affect
I
that?
mean, if you need to be Billy
They're on
Tyne,
the water. What
piloting
are they
the boat-
afraid? They're going to get
The
wet.
water moving,
Oh.
windy and
All these
rainy.
drunks that are driving
Like, it's
boats
not
in
like
the
they
back
did
of the parade.
the
there.
greatest captains to do some of these freaking things. Usually you see guys that are half sloshed manning the boat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want it in weather like this. It's usually great weather for the boat.
You
parade.
thought the Exxon Valdez had a starboard lead. Some of these people
It
are
would be
guiding these
horrible.
boats in the wind. Are you kidding me?
And the way the catering on some of these boats, these party boats that are in the parade, and it would be a shame if there was any kind of spills of stone crabs into
Exactly.
the intracoastal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be that much fun to take in. That's for sure. I
No,
mean,
look. I don't know who the relevant authorities are that make such decisions. I know that the
I can't
parade,
imagine it though. It'd take a lot to cancel that.
Is it still sponsored by Hard Rock and
Yeah,
the
Winterfest Boat
Winterfest
Parade.
Hard Rock Boat Parade? Who's the Grand Marshal this year? This shows you.
I don't know. It's
I have
usually
no
some
idea.
schmink.
I was
I mean,
involved with it the whole time.
nondescript people.
It's something like David Cassidy, except he's
Well,
not longer
gone.
with
Yeah,
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so
gone.
I guess he's not the.
I remember the
Grand Marshal.
time it was that guy Gelman, believe it or not, that was the producer
On the Regis show.
of the Regis and
Really?
what is it? It used to be Kathy Lee, but
Yeah, Regis and
Well, now
now
it's
been on the
Kelly
show
and
forever.
Michael.
Kelly, yeah,
Kelly and
yeah,
Michael. or
Kelly
whatever.
Ripa.
It's her and her
Kelly
husband,
Ripa,
I think.
yeah.
or whatever.
I don't know.
I mean,
who-
imagine the guy that's on the side. They occasionally pan over to him. He goes, "Yup, you're right, Kelly." And that's the Grand Marshal of the Winterfest Boat Parade. I mean, how low in the totem pole do you have to be to
I don't know.
accept that?
Maybe they should have it be
Boys to Men. Oh, that's interesting.
Boys to Men.
Yeah, Boys to
Are
Men.
they still a thing, or is that?
They are
They
the
become
three,
men
the
now.
three of the
Yeah.
four are, I guess. I don't know.
They're in their
I'm-
60s.
You just asked, so I wanted an answer. I hate not having an answer. when
The
we ask
name
this
of my
question.
group would be Skinny to Fat. So
There you go.
No, you have the reverse before and after picture. Which
right,
you should
Skinny
post
to
this.
Fat. That's
You
all.
should post this on Let's Eat South
Reverse
Florida.
before and after.
You should put before and after. Go.
Start selling some weight loss products and just flip the
Exactly.
pictures, and nobody will know.
See what you
better.
could be again?
Oh man, I mean, it's not true anymore, but it used to be. I mean, you have a guy like Reno who's in great shape at Heritage, and you're thinking, "No, skinny chef, are they trustworthy?" But that's all changed. So, over the years, but it used to be a sign, right? Like if the
Yeah,
guy
why is
didn't
that
have a
guy
few
thin?
pounds on him, then you're thinking, what kind of cook could he really
Exactly.
It's one of the oldest adages in the food review business. Never trust a skinny chef.
Honestly.
be? That's
But
changed.
we've learned that that's not
considerably
exactly true.
over the years. Yeah.
I've learned to trust nobody. No.
Yeah.
Well, one group we do trust is the Rappaport Restaurant Group, and we're going to get back to one of their establishments next week, and I'm really excited.
Max's
Max's
Grill.
Grill appearance.
Oh, that's
Is on the
great. Wow,
agenda
wow, yeah.
next Tuesday. We'll be up at Meisner Park in Boca.
Good spot.
Fantastic spot.
Great
Been there
spot.
over 30 years.
Great holiday place. I mean, there's so much going on over there.
And now Bert Rappaport and his group are managing and operating this long-running, very favored establishment. Again, all the great American comfort food classics. They've got good, salmon, grilled salmon. They've got, I think they have the bacon wrapped meatloaf there. That's
Yes,
very
yes,
popular.
it's great.
They have
Great handheld
all
sandwiches. They
kinds
do a lot
of
of
great
good things.
hummus dishes now. Things on the lighter side.
They have
Salads.
sushi.
They
I
have
felt
great
sushi.
salads.
They had nice
Steaks
sushi.
too. They have those aged steaks going.
Dry
Oh,
aged steaks,
yeah.
sushi. It's all part of the tremendous offerings in the Rappaport restaurant groups. The other ones, of course, are Deck 84 up in Delray Beach, Burton Max's out in West Delray, and of course
Hey,
the
Buddha.
Prezzo restaurants down in Boca Raton and the newest one in Palm Beach Gardens. Check them out for the holidays. They're all open on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. For the hours and some of the information, you go online to the website for the Rappaport Restaurant Group and check out all the Instagram handles on the
That's
crawl
right. On the
below.
crawl right there.
And we're looking forward to getting back out there because they're all well run. And even throughout the week, when it's not the holidays, they have all kinds of great specials.
Yeah, great specials.
Happy hours, not just like from 4 to 7, but from opening at 11:30
Good
until
concept.
like 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Way to
At
go,
the
Bert.
bar and the high
Yeah,
top
yes.
tables only. So make sure you're there if you
Yeah.
want the happy hour specials. And again, they have other things like the wine Wednesdays and other kinds of.
Yeah, it'd be great. I
promotions.
mean, it's always great to freak out a vegetarian that you have a dish at a party that is phenomenal, by any standard. So I'm going to order a tray up of that General Chow's cauliflower.
Oh, yeah.
There's always somebody that's at the boat parade party every year, which we're sort of somewhat responsible for.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, nothing here for me. And so this would be a mind blower. So great
Yes,
ideas. I mean, just
yes.
get a tray of this stuff from any of the Bert Rappaport restaurants. Unreal spot.
All good stuff.
And they do aim to please there. They really do.
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
do.
they're
The
very.
hospitality of the service is,
Yeah.
is tremendous. That's what
He's
we're
old
lucky to-
school. His
all these places.
mentality is the guest is usually always right.
Yes, yes.
No, he's great. I mean, and even with social media, he put up a thing about how
Very
he was
transparent.
apologetic
Very
about
transparent.
some situation that
Yeah.
occurred there at the Deck
Issues
84.
happen.
They're
out
there
of
to
his
make
control.
you and make things right.
And he makes a phenomenal offer to people that you couldn't help but think, okay, this is a righteous
Yeah.
stand-up guy. No wonder he's so successful.
Oh yeah, with the people who are not happy about anything for
Yeah.
a particular reason, he'll invite them back and usually send them some sort of certificate so that they can come in and get back in good graces. That's what good restaurateurs do. All right, let's take our last break and we'll be back on the Lunchbox to wrap up this edition from Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. And comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to BashSouthernKitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Back on the Lunchbox, we are wrapping up another great edition. Some really good, look, this is
I haven't
also
stopped eating.
comfort
Wow.
food.
I know. I
like you today.
People really enjoy
Yeah.
it. Look, it's hard for me to not eat at this place. It's all simple stuff that like fills you up and has nice, strong flavors. It's really
And
hard to
I
not
really
enjoy
like
it.
this buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Fantastic innovation again by the great Brian.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, they got all these cakes and desserts.
Yep.
Is he still doing the ice
Do
cream?
they do the
here?
ice cream? Because I've been wanting the
I
ice
don't
cream, and
know
he
if
hasn't
the
brought it
ice
out, so I
cream-
don't want to bother him.
The ice cream might not have taken off.
Hey,
this,
Ma, ice cream.
but they are
It was
known
good. It was really
for
good.
their cakes and pies.
Got those black and white
Sonata,
cookies, the classics.
Brian's
His wife
wife
does a great
makes
job.
a great, all kinds of baked goods.
Oh,
that
and the
you
moon
see.
pie.
The
It's
moon
another
pie, the
staple.
scooter pie, moon pie. I
Yeah.
don't even know what you
Black
call
and
it.
white cookies,
Black and
old
white
school
cookies.
throwback. Yep.
All kinds of good stuff here at Wicked Cheesesteaks. You will not leave hungry, that is for sure.
We talk about
Um,
throwback too, a place that brings not only has a throwback vibe, but when it comes to dessert, they actually bring a dessert
A
cart,
rolling cart.
which I think is
And
cool.
that
I
I
actually
love.
think that's really cool.
There are two things I love when you see come
You can
rolling
see the
past
thing
you.
that you're going to order.
Actually, three things that are rolling in carts in a restaurant that I love. One is like dim sum at a proper
Okay, interesting.
Chinese restaurant on
All
a
right.
Sunday brunch, the dim sum carts.
There you go.
Number two is a cheese cart where you have all the different
Cheese cart.
cheeses.
I've never
that
seen
they
that. That's
wheel out.
interesting.
They
Okay.
had that. They used to have that at a lot of the fancy French restaurants, which are now like a bygone
Yeah.
vestige of the past. And then, of course, the rolling dessert
Dessert cart.
tray
That I
cart.
love.
And that is
It's
how
always
you'll
great.
cap off a meal at Tropical Acres. And thanks for bringing that up because
Yeah.
so often I'm talking about the happy hour or the prime rib or the loyalty.
I think it's cool
reward
because
card.
like
that dessert tray.
you can see
that
what you
cart.
may want, and I like
And
that.
most of the items are made in house. They do their key lime pie, which they're famous for,
Great.
made in house. I believe some of the other, like cheesecake, is made in house. They have a variety of different desserts, and when you see that, you say, "Oh my God, why did I have 2 drinks and an appetizer in the bar at happy hour?"
No, I just think, oh, that's great, and now you need to make a little bit more room.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that's Tropical Acres, no matter what you're in the mood for, whether it's the sweets or, of course, the great meats and steaks, they will basically make your
Satisfy
life
you.
happy,
Yep.
especially if it's Monday and Tuesday for half price wine night or Monday through Friday for half price drinks in the bar at happy hour.
Yeah, every day.
Or
Every day.
if you get that loyalty reward card stamped at 12 different palm trees.
There you go.
And then you get that 13th one. Have you ever collected the
No,
card?
I'm not inclined to do that because I would lose the card anyway. I
That's
had
the
maybe 8
problem.
punches in there.
Do you feel like a
I do
shark?
like the fact that
When-
Jack Studiali hasn't adapted French as his language there because you rarely see a la carte.
Yes,
You know, I mean, it
yes.
comes with like great side dishes, all of the food that they serve there, the entrees, which is a really nice thing. I mean, when you're considering price,
Yeah. Great
if
value.
you're tacking on a baked potato and
It
salad,
adds up
and it's
quick.
another
And if
like
you get there for the-
$25.
Early bird.
Yeah.
And they're not ashamed to call it an early bird.
I think it's a
become
great deal.
out of fashion for some people, but you get in there in the dining room from 4:30 to 5:30. Not only do you get the side dish like a baked potato and a salad, you also get a soup and dessert and coffee or tea.
That's crazy.
Which is like, where are you going to get that value?
What place
these
does
days, Where
that?
you get like a nice piece of prime rib and all of those accompaniments for
Yeah.
under $40? That's crazy.
No,
good
you're not
value.
I'm
getting
there
that
for
now.
the happy hour,
That's
early
it.
bird. I'm using my AARP card. I've got a
All of it.
punch card
The
for
punch
the third
card.
entree.
It
I'm beating
is
Jack Studiali
a-
out of all of the money that night.
Value lovers
No.
delight, food lovers delight, and of course, holidays coming up. They are open on Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. Call them up for your reservations now. 954-989-2500. That's 954-989-2500 for your Christmas Day 1 to 8 p.m. reservation. Great place to celebrate the holidays with family and friends. 2500 Griffin Road. We love Tropical Acres. Polarizing place for some,
Which is so
not for
funny.
me. We are unanimous.
Always
3
love the joint.
You do a
thumbs
great
up,
job.
6 thumbs up. We got 2 thumbs
Yeah.
each
Yes,
for
definitely.
Tropical Acres and Jack Studiali. All right, folks.
That's it.
And
Nice job, yeah.
greetings to Bonnie and her
Bonnie,
new digs in North
Send our
Carolina.
regards to you. We love
Miss
you.
you, Bonnie,
She is
already.
now
We miss you.
one of those out-of-town Lunchbox viewers.
Viewers.
32
like
degrees
Shelley
there
Glass.
this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
enjoy.
crazy.
Yeah, I hope
It's like
you
70s, 60s.
and
here.
Violet get some leg warmers or butt warmers or however you keep warm in freezing temperatures. But we miss you, Bon, especially here at Wicked. Brian says hello.
Ryan says hello.
And he would
Brian
ship
does.
you a cheesesteak, but it might freeze on the way.
Nah,
so-
she'll have to just come down and share with us.
All right, she's gonna be up there. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go. I don't know where I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
we'll
My
see.
head is spinning.
And we'll
But
see you tomorrow from Gulfstream Park.
There you
Gulfstream
go.
Park, another Friday of fun at 10 Palms. Until then, enjoy every pizza, mac and cheese, salad, and where's the sandwich? I already ate it. Enjoy every sandwich.